You know, with Islamic terrorism, which I do quite a bit of, they talk about lone wolves. No, this has nothing to do with some broader thing. It's just this guy, you know, he had issues. The Times Square bomber, he had financial problems. You know, this guy, the guy who came to Times Square with a machete on New Year's Eve after converting to Islam. No, no, no. You know, I mean, he had a troubled childhood. There's always an excuse. It's always a lone wolf. No, there's an overall infrastructure. There's a permission structure. There's a training structure. These people are told, this is who you go after. And our version of Islamic terrorism is the left. It's the left that has been coming over after, and it's been telling these people, this is who you come after. This is who you want to shoot. This is who you take out to save America. And as bad as it is, you know, going back to the McKinley assassination, the age of anarchists, you know, we call the left different things at different periods. We used to call them woke. A few years ago, the left was calling itself woke, and now nobody on the left will call themselves woke. The only people who use the term woke are people who hate wokes. So the left has to constantly keep changing its name like a chameleon. And back then you were calling them anarchists. And what the anarchists did was engage in some of the largest domestic terror operations in this country. Beyond trying to assassinating a president, assassinating other public officials, they carried out a major bombing in New York City on Wall Street, which people have kind of forgotten about. They've also were carrying out terrorist operations across the country. Then we kind of forgot about all that. And this is something that's been with us since the very beginning. And that's part of what my book is about. I call it a 1619 project for the American left. Because the left created a 1619 project for us. They wanted to tell our story. But the left is never interested in telling their story, which is kind of funny. The left loves doing histories of everything. History of why milk is racist. The history of why highways are racist. But what about a history of the American left? You know, they're suddenly very quiet about that. They would do maybe things from the 60s, from the 50s, but they don't want to do a comprehensive history of the American left, so I very graciously and kindly stepped in and did that for them. And what I did is I told the story of the left from the very beginning, how the left was always here to take over, to destroy America, and it has the same premises then that it does now. Its premises are very simple. It believes that it can create an ideal, a perfect society if you give it absolute power.